Hi guys, just a heads up for the next video you're going to watch. We recorded this prior to the Sunday 23rd of November games, so any injuries or mishaps that might have happened in those games we didn't know about when we made the video, but hope you enjoy it anyways.
Hey up and welcome to Two Northern Blokes with your host Jamie, and here we've got James.
How's it going?
How you doing, James?
Yeah, pretty good. Bit of a good weekend. I'm on the Peroni 0% today.
Nice.
You know, school night. So better be careful, even if you are filming some content.
I've got a
But
cup of tea. I've got a cup of tea to keep us company for
very
tonight.
British. You won't get that on the American NFL podcast.
Exactly. Do you want to know my funny story I found out today? That I was
Okay.
gonna tell you? So I went for an eye test. Turns out I need glasses. I've
I've never seen you in glasses.
I know I've never worn glasses, but I've got a astigmatism. Do you know what that is? It's when your eyeball is shaped funny. And they
Which
said,
one?
my left eye.
Can you tell?
So I see things really blurry, which I've only just found out. And when she showed me this, I was like, I can't understand. But they were like, they said, oh, it's shaped like a rugby ball. And I thought it was funny because the first thought that came to my head was, oh, it's shaped like an American football. So
you look at your fantasy teams, you'd think you see things blurry. I'll be honest.
Shocking. But yeah, so I might be wearing glasses on next week's podcast.
Oh, that's very cool. I think glasses look quite cool.
I know. I'm
You could
quite
get the big
excited.
nerdy ones.
Yeah,
Make you look a bit more intelligent.
I probably am going to do that. Yeah, it'd be good for the podcasting as well, defo.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that was my eventful story of the day. Shall we get into this week's episode?
Yes, we're gonna do something a bit different.
Yes. So this week we are going through our Dynasty Buys for the playoffs.
And that's BUYS,
Yes.
not BYE.
Yes. So this is, we've each got a list. We don't know each other's lists at the minute. We're going to critique each other's lists, I'm sure.
And this is critiquable, this list of mine. Definitely.
But it's specifically looking at, so for contenders going into the playoffs, if you've got a team where you want to, secure the buy, the BYE, or you're on the edge of the playoffs and you want to get a run into going into the playoffs that's going to give you a real chance at the championship, particularly in Dynasty. These are our lists. So, should we do honourable mentions first?
Yeah, you can kick that off.
Okay, so we've done a top 5 each. Have you done a top 5?
We've got a top 5 Dynasty Buys with 3 honourable mentions I've done.
I've got 3 honourable mentions as well.
So the honourable mentions, they didn't quite make it. Some people might disagree with them, but they're definitely ones to keep an eye on, I'd say.
Yes. So my first honourable mention is Travis Kelce at the tight end position.
I like that.
Now, I mean, did you see his game this weekend? I think he was top in targets and receptions.
He caught one touchdown.
Caught one touchdown.
Yeah.
But he scored like 19... It was 18 plus half PPR fantasy points.
Yeah.
And it's just Travis Kelce. Like, I think... But what I should say as well is we've done a price for each of these players, haven't we?
Yeah, a rough price that we'd pay, or I'd pay for mine.
Yeah. So I said Travis Kelce at third. I thought on a contender.
Travis Kelce at a third.
A third, yeah. Do you not?
I mean, he's retiring this season. Is the word on the street?
Oh, so you think less?
No, I would think people would ask for more. Because
really?
If you think when you're going into the playoffs, I actually did buy Travis Kelce not that long ago, and I'm pretty sure I paid 2/3.
Yeah. So a third's not a million miles off, is it?
Yeah. And I probably would have stretched to a second if I really needed just tight end points on my team. I don't think I value seconds quite enough because my style of dynasty is very much end up with no picks, so I just view them in what I can spend them on.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever made a good second round pick. So, but no, I like that. That's solid.
Yeah, Travis Kelce, he's just the greatest tight end of all time, probably. Like Chiefs.
That's a hot take in itself.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
In terms of fantasy.
Yeah.
It is.
Did people not play fantasy as much when Gronk was around? They played less. I know that.
I think Travis Kelce might be better than Gronk at fantasy.
That's incredible.
But no, did you not see this? I saw this stat today that came up that I should have really backed it up with. But he was tight end 1 for like 4 consecutive years in fantasy.
That is solid. That is very, very solid.
And I think he's been like in the top 5 tight ends. Might be since he's been in the league. top 5 tight end in fantasy positioning of all time. And do you know where he is this season in tight end ranking?
I think he's tight end 5.
Tight end 2,
Tight end
I believe.
2? No
After
way.
this week's ends.
No way, really?
I mean, pull it up on your sleeper. But yeah, Travis Kelce I put in as honorable mention at the end because I thought he's a cheap throw in, and if you've got a rebuilding team, I think they would take a third. Like you say, he might be worth nothing at the end of the year. And yeah, attached to Patrick Mahomes' offense. I mean, they're not doing well this year as well, so they're always throwing the ball. Yeah, I like Travis Kelce.
Oh, wow, he is tight end 2.
Is he tight end 2?
That's incredible.
Tight end 2 on the season.
On total points, yeah.
I'll hand over to you for your first honorable mention. So.
No, I see where this list is going already.
My list?
Well, just in general, the difference in our list.
Okay.
The way
We've not discussed any of this, by the way.
No. He's gone with a good player. I've gone, my first honourable mention is AJ Barner, tight end for the Seattle Seahawks.
Okay, I don't mind it.
So AJ Barner is 23. This season, I think he's about tight end. He's about tight end 17. He's had 4 weeks where he's tight end 5, tight end 1, tight end 8, and tight end 9. He's got
four
top 10 tight ends, 2 top 5s. Yeah. He's young. He's like 23 years old.
Is he a rookie?
This might be his second season.
Is he second year? Yeah, he might be second year. I don't think he's a rookie.
No, he's not a rookie. This is his second year. Last year, he finished tight end 35. He's much higher than that now. I got him on a waiver pick. I think he is worth around the second mark.
Okay, yeah.
And he's also got Sam Darnold, who I am really high on, throwing to him. Yeah. And he just is quite good. Like, if you look at how much he's been scoring this season, he's had 4 touchdowns, which is solid across the tight end, across 11 games. Most recently, he's had how many yards? He had 70 receiving yards. He's had over 70 in multiple games. He's actually had a 5th touchdown as a rushing touchdown. And he just, when you watch him play, he looks really good. The routes he runs, the positions he gets into, he's getting in there, and he's young, and you can get him really cheap.
I think as well, with this, like you say, with the Sam Darnold hype, it looks like he's going to be in Seattle for a while.
Yeah.
If AJ Barner's the tight end there for the next few years, attached to a good QB, that's what you want.
Yeah,
attached to a good offense. Noah Fant left last year.
Noah Fant left.
And they drafted a rookie, Elijah Arroyo.
Okay.
And they had AJ Barner as a second year, so he's won out the job there.
Yeah,
to be fair. So I don't mind it.
Yeah,
I don't mind it.
And I am basing this a bit off players I have. So
well, when you get to my list, you'll see it started off with it was all players I've like bought recently or have.
Yeah.
We've got some more coming up, but
I think that's the funny thing about Dynasty. What's fun about Dynasty and fun about fantasy is that everyone thinks they're the smartest person in the room.
Oh yeah.
In a way.
Yeah.
Because you wouldn't be playing if you thought everyone was miles better than you. You might think people have a small edge on you, but deep down, if you're playing a fantasy league and you're playing it properly, you think you can beat everyone.
Yeah.
You think you're making better decisions. You think, oh, I'm a genius, they're an idiot. And if you're wrong one week, it's it's the ref's fault. They were injured. It's that kind of thing. But you really do think you're smarter than your league mates.
Oh yeah.
Like absolutely. I do. Because I am. Who's your next honourable mention?
So my next honourable mention. Now, this is with this one. The caveat what we wanted to do with this video was players who are attainable. I think as well, right?
Yeah, we didn't want to go anyone. I just gave a rough estimate that's ranked in the top 32 on Keep Trade Cut. Overall,
not in each position.
No, overall,
okay, yeah.
The top 32 players.
This one I put as an honorable mention because I felt he probably couldn't go in the top 5 because I think he's a difficult dynasty buy at the minute because he's at the higher end. But I went Jalen Waddle.
Jalen Waddle, nice.
And I think it's. I mean, you've got him in a few leagues. He's been performing really good since Tyreek Hill's gone out. I think Tyreek Hill is done in Miami, and Jalen Waddle got that big contract in Miami like a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
Or it was after his rookie contract finished. And yeah, basically I think he's going to be the wide receiver 1 in Miami for the time being. And I think as well this week, did you see I think it was the GM or the owner of the Dolphins spoke about keeping
Tua.
keeping
I think
Tua
it was. I thought it was the manager. I thought it was the
and the
head coach. Yeah.
Oh, was it?
I saw,
Anyway, they spoke about keeping Tua on, and I kind of think that Jalen Waddle combo with Tua. I mean, I think to buy Waddle, I think he's difficult because the price has gone up. He's a first and a second at least.
yeah. Yeah.
Um,
That
so
margin.
that's why he's an honorable mention for me because I'm like, is he really that attainable? I think I put some offers out for him recently, and he wasn't really attainable.
I think there's
but I do like
certain.
him as a dynasty buy.
Yeah, there's certain wide receivers like Waddle, who are wide receiver twos and really good, and you can get them when they're wide receiver twos.
Yeah,
Like the other one would be Jordan Addison at
yeah,
the Vikings. He's not actually on my list, but a lot of people will buy Jordan Addison
yeah.
in the hope he becomes a wide receiver one somewhere.
This is that thing. The Jalen
Yeah.
Waddle, everyone thought that last year,
Yeah,
and then the opportunity. I feel like a lot of what we're going to talk about today is that meme of the
Opportunity.
Batman suit where it's Christian Bale looking at it and it's the opportunity, but he's really seized that opportunity, and I think
Yeah.
everyone now knows he is an alpha dog in that team.
And just to like talk in a kind of the gambler's perspective on it, because they're always losing.
Yeah,
the Dolphins,
exactly.
They're always throwing.
Yeah.
So
So again, some of these on my list here, when I've got running backs, it's like you want a running back on a good team,
Yeah.
and you want a wide receiver on probably a bad team.
and they can be cheaper because they're on bad teams.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I really like that pick.
Go on.
Yeah.
to
So
you.
my next honourable mention, and this probably could have made the top 5, is a quarterback, and it's one I've already mentioned, which is Sam Darnold.
Okay. Should have seen that coming.
Yes. I didn't. When I made this list, I put Sam Darnold initially, and then I thought AJ Barner as well. But Sam Darnold is one, younger than Joe Burrow. Two, like originally a top 5 actual
Ooh, let me find where he's drafted in the
actual
league.
draft pick, top 5 or top 10. While you look for that, he's on a really solid offense now. He had a really good season last season with the Vikings. And I think most importantly, he's throwing to JSN.
Yeah.
And like when you throw into JSN, a lot about how you are isn't that important.
He was drafted the 3rd overall pick.
Yeah.
I knew he was definitely top
Yeah.
5, but yeah, by the
Yeah.
Jets.
So he's clearly had the talent. He's been on a lot of dreadful teams. Wasn't he on the Panthers at some point? He was on the Jets maybe at some point.
Yeah.
But no, he's finally in a good offense. They're Super Bowl contenders this year. I know that might not matter in your dynasty leagues, but you can still get him for not that much.
Yeah.
I think he's in the realms of a first and a second,
Yeah.
with maybe
yeah.
an extra pick.
Yeah.
Because people still aren't that high on him.
Which for a QB is cheap. Isn't
For a
it?
QB is really cheap.
Yeah.
There's QBs out there going for 2 firsts, 2 seconds.
Yeah.
There's some players going out there for 3 firsts, and you can get him, who's a really high point scorer.
Yeah.
And is thrown to JSN, and JSN's having like a record-breaking season.
Oh yeah.
So even his air yards might not be that good, but they're getting caught and they're getting run down the field.
Yeah.
And he's just picking up the stats. It's great.
Right. Shall I kick it over to my last honourable mention?
Isn't this your second one?
No, I've done Kelsey and Waddle.
Oh yeah.
So my third and final honourable mention before we actually get to the top 5 list is
Ooh,
somebody you've bought recently is a Michael Pittman.
nice.
Now, the Michael Pittman one I liked because I didn't want to put him in the top 5 because I think dynasty-wise, I don't think he's the best value. Because I'd say his value is a late first. If you've got your 26 first now, and it's a bit like what you paid. You paid a miscellaneous later first.
I think I paid a 28 first.
Yeah. So it's going to be. You don't know when it's going to be in terms of. But if you're a contender, you're trying to go for the buy. You're basically going to be a bottom 4 pick in the rookie draft, aren't you? So if you still have your first, it's in that position where I think the price on Pittman is a first, and you can send it away. And he's just been killing it this year. Like attached to Daniel Jones, they just keep doing well. I think I spoke about it on a previous episode about the first read option thing with Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
And like the fact to back that stat up is Michael Pittman is always Daniel Jones's first read typically when they're throwing it to wide receivers. So yeah, I think for the end of this, I think the reason he's not mentioned is because he's more redraft focused. He's more short term, but I think it's a good investment of if you've got a late pick and you don't want to pick it and you want to push chip in and you need a wide receiver 3, a wide receiver 2, or someone you can play with your flex, he's a great option.
I think with Pittman as well, he was good a couple of years ago. He was really good. and now he's good again.
I think in his second year he was
Yeah.
really good, wasn't he?
Yeah, like a lot of receivers do that. I always kind of have the thought if a receiver can have a good season, they kind of have the potential to have another good season. Like a lot of it,
Yeah. Whereas
kind
with
of
running backs, it's less.
with running backs, it's
inclusive,
way less
right?
because
It's
they can
less
have a
joined
good
up.
season. Like who had an amazing season for the Dolphins the other year behind Achan?
Oh, most
Mostert,
he
just out of the blue.
harboring touchdowns.
Yeah, just out of the
each
blue
year,
had a
points.
massive
Yeah,
season. And I mean, some players do bring it back, like ETN. He had a big season,
Yeah,
bad
yeah.
season, and then a big season again. But
Do you know another thing about Michael Pittman? You know, last year apparently he's playing with a broken back,
a broken back. I never
which he'd
believe
recovered
people
from it
when
this
they say that.
season. I think you could have like a fracture, stress fracture thing.
In your spinal column.
But yeah, apparently.
Wow.
So he seems to be recovered from that injury now, so he could just be good for
Yeah,
a long time.
he could
as
be
well.
good.
Hand over to you, James.
So I made this list before the weekend's games. The list stands up fairly well, but just one thing on here has changed a bit. So my third honourable mention is another tight end,
Okay.
and it is Dallas Goedert
Okay.
for the Eagles.
Okay.
So my logic around Dallas Goedert is, again, he's very attainable. I feel like people aren't holding on to him too tightly. I've been looking at his average points per game. Now, prior to the weekend, he was averaging more points per game than Tyler Warren. So Tyler Warren was averaging 13.6 and he was averaging 13.7.
Wow.
And I thought that was quite incredible. Considering he's had such a poor game on the weekend,
Yeah.
that has dropped now. It's closer to 12.6 versus 13.6.
Okay.
But it's still it's just under, I think, but it's still very close.
Yeah.
I think they're just next to each other on points per game. And Dallas Goedert, my logic is a bit I just don't think Jalen Hurts likes throwing to his actual receivers.
Right, yeah.
Dallas Goedert picks up quite a lot of touchdowns, and it feels like Jalen Hurts is falling out with AJ Brown in some way.
Yeah.
AJ Brown seems really unhappy there. Devonta Smith, I just don't think is not good enough. It's not that he's not good enough to be in that offense, but he's just not explosive enough. Like he has.
We're gonna come on to that later.
Yeah, he has like one good game every 10 games essentially,
Okay.
and I just think Dallas Goedert picks up a lot of the touchdowns. He picks up a lot of the touchdowns from 10, 20 yards
From the red
away.
zone.
From the red zone. And I just think he's a solid pick, and he's getting a bit older now into his tight end years as such. When they really look great. So yeah, if you can get Dallas Goedert for, I wouldn't pay a first in the second and third region.
Yeah.
For him.
Yeah.
He's still got
a couple of seconds type.
He's got miles in the gas tank.
Yeah,
definitely.
I think just an interesting point there I touch on, where I think one of the interesting things you've got to navigate with Dynasty is like there's a lot of players and a lot of people in this list where it's like there's levels of players where it's like they're not quite a first, but there's also those players who it's like they're more than a first, right? There's different levels, isn't there? There's very rarely people meet exactly the criteria. So
Pittman is a first.
Yeah.
He's but they're just not that common.
To be honest, he was the only one I kind of on my list who is. But I think it depends on your league, and with all these, I'd say they're recommendations of ideas to try out what the price is and adjust based on that, based on negotiating in your league and stuff, right?
Yeah, and just on the point about Goedert versus Tyler Warren, we had a comment on the episode around National Tight Ends Day by user James Courtney 1341. Thoughts on what you can get for Warren in a tight end premium league as someone who's tanking? So, 12 team league, tight end premium, dynasty, and you're tanking and you're looking to sell Tyler Warren. What are you asking for?
I think with Tyler Warren, well, I would say one caveat is depends how big the tight end premium is. But if it's anything like if it's a whole one premium for the tight end position, then you got to be looking 2 first and above.
Firsts?
That's what I think.
Oh my goodness, I was going to say a first and a second.
But if you're in a league where the tight end premium was a whole point above,
per reception.
So what I'm saying is, like, say a tight end catches the ball and they get 1.5 versus half PPR for the rest of the league.
That is massive.
But what will have happened in your rookie drafts? Just the point I want to make is in your rookie drafts, Tyler Warren will have been pushed up.
Yeah, massively.
So he would have been like the 106 probably.
He went the 104 in one of our leagues.
Yeah, in our tight end premium one.
Yeah.
So if it's me, I'm looking for that in a future. I'm looking for 2 of that in a future.
2 firsts, just when you get to the realms of 2 firsts, that is literally 2 first round picks in 2 future years, which is just like that could be
slow down, Egghead.
That could be so good.
Yeah, I know, but
let's look at
Tyler Warren. Do you not think he's like a top 3 tight end in Dynasty?
Yeah,
he's
top
so
3,
young.
top 5.
He's so young. He's been class.
You've not seen much of him. People get ranked so highly off such few games.
But the thing is with Dynasty is you're valuing the youth, aren't you?
I know you do really value the youth. I think the most common Titan premium is, say, it's 0.5 PPR, and then you get 1.0. It's just a 0.5.
So a half point Titan premium. Yeah.
I think in that kind of Titan premium, I'd pay a first and a second, maybe with a fourth. Or I'd want a first and a second, maybe with a fourth.
I'd argue if you're a rebuilder, you can hold on to that because I think the value will go up.
You probably can.
Titans have long careers as well, you know.
And a lot of trades is about league dynamics.
Yeah.
It's who can you get the best deal from. It's not always what the price is. It's what the player's willing to pay.
So I think another interesting thing on that, I do agree with you. And we talked about it before. You know, when I've talked about these young ascending Dynasty tight ends being sells. So like Aronde Gadsden we talked about and Harold Fanning, which you didn't necessarily agree on. But another thing with the scarcity, or let me think how to phrase this, rather, in most leagues you can only start 1 tight end. So if it's a 12-team league, you only need the top 12 tight ends to play, really. So I think that lowers the value of the position as such, because some people will just have drag and drop, like, do I play Hunter Henry or do I play Zach Ertz this week? They just have 2, and it doesn't have to be one of these assets where it's invested at this value. I think that's my point with tight ends, is it kind of devalues the position, really, because you can just fit people in who can just get points on any week.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's an interesting question.
No, it is a good question. And another point on Dynasty, if you're playing 2 tight ends in your league, my view is that just something's gone wrong in your pay.
Well,
in your flex, if you're flexing a tight end, unless you somehow have ended up with Bowers and Warren.
I thought you were talking about when leagues have 2 starting tight ends.
That's crazy.
That would be interesting. That would be exciting.
I've never played one of them.
Yeah, if anyone has any other questions or anything, drop us in a comment below and we'll try and answer any trade questions, any questions about the video, let us know. Right, shall we kick off our top 5?
Top 5.
I think we'll pick up the pace going through these a bit, I think. So, who's going first, number 5?
I think you'll go.
I've gone with Aaron Jones.
Whoa!
Aaron Jones Sr., as he's recently called. I think he had a kid recently. I don't know if you've seen that. He goes by Aaron Jones Sr. now.
Yeah.
At number 5 are the Minnesota Vikings.
And what do you pay?
So, I said a second, I think.
Yeah.
Aaron Jones as well. Another reason I put him on this list, he's been injured this season. So what I'm thinking is, you've got a poor team. They're missing him this season. They're going to be lower down in the ranks. So they're more likely to be a rebuilder to sell you it to. Yeah. He's not going to be on many contending teams, I wouldn't think. Aaron Jones this weekend took 70% of the rushes and ran 70% of the running back routes from the backfield. So he's taken over the backfield from who was their backup? Oh, what's his name?
Jordan Mason. He's
clearly taken over coming back from his IR stint. And the reason he's a buy for the playoffs is their schedule. So week 14, they got Washington at home, the Commanders. Terrible defense, giving up points. Then you got the playoff schedule. You got Cowboys. They're at the Cowboys in week 15. Terrible defense.
Yep.
And then week 16, they're at the New York Giants. Again, terrible defense. And then they've got week 17, they've got Detroit in the playoffs finale, which isn't a good matchup, but it could be a high-scoring affair.
Yeah.
So basically, running back on a team who I think is going to score a lot of points for you in the playoffs.
That's solid. Yeah, I mean, with Aaron Jones, he's just very old.
He is old, but he just keeps going.
He does keep going.
He has injured spells, and he might have an IR stint every season, but I kind of think he's going to be around for a couple of extra seasons.
And I also think Jordan Mason's quite good.
But he's just been played out of the lineup.
Yeah.
You know,
No,
70%
he
of
has.
rushes, 70% of routes, they clearly do value.
Yeah, clearly. My number 5 pick is also a running back, slightly younger one. I've gone Javonte Williams for the Cowboys. He has had 4 seasons of being a running back 2, I believe, at Denver. He's had J.K. Dobbins ahead of him. He's had was it
J.K. Dobbins wasn't there?
No, he's had.
No, he was kind of the RB1. To be fair, in Denver.
Really,
they had a committee. They just played like They had 2 players play 40%, and they had one 20%. They had like Jaleel McLaughlin, Audric Estime was there last year.
Oh yeah, had Estime involved as well.
But they've just not been a very good team for a few years. But go on.
But essentially, he's just not had a great running back career with Denver. And now he's come to the Cowboys. He was listed as RB1 at the start of the season. You could have got him really cheap then. In his first,
yeah, you could have.
Well, I did.
Well, yeah,
I did get him.
What did you pay for him?
So the trade I did was. Let's just have a quick look.
The only thing I'm thinking on Javonte Williams is I would question most teams that have Javonte Williams are going to be
contenders. Yeah,
he's almost been a league winner this year, you could say.
So I paid 3 seconds, all from 2027, for Alvin Kamara and Javonte Williams.
You thought you were buying Alvin Kamara in that deal, but actually it turns out you were buying Javonte Williams.
It's funny how trades work out, isn't it?
Yeah.
But Javonte Williams, he was listed...
Yeah, great price. Great
price. He was listed as RB1 for a solid offense. And I just think his first game, he was only predicted about 7 points on Sleeper.
He went off on his first game, didn't he?
He went off on his first game. He's gone off since. He's only 25. And you can still get him cheap enough. I think you can get him for a first and change in a few leagues.
I don't even think a first and change, Because I think most teams...
You think 2 firsts?
But I just think most teams who've got him are going to be competitors. I can't imagine he's on many teams who are going to be selling him.
Yeah, that is the tough dynamic about this. A lot of the time, he's already been sold from... If he was on a weak team, he's been sold to a better team.
He's been sold earlier in this season, really.
Or he's on a good team unwilling to sell. And if he's still on a weak team, there's kind of a good chance your league doesn't do that much trading.
Yeah, exactly.
But one to keep an eye out for, if you can get him at a reasonable price, I just think he's going to be really good. Yeah.
Is my number 4?
Yes.
So, my number 4, we've already talked about him in this episode. It is Devontae Smith of the Philadelphia Eagles. Now, you're going to get to see that a lot of these players I've either recently traded for or own. But, Devontae Smith, a bit on the Aaron Jones hype. They've got a really good playoff schedule.
Yep.
Against wide receivers. So weeks 15 through 17, which is typically the playoff weeks, they've got Las Vegas, Washington, and the Bills. Bills who've been a sneaky bad defense this
They have been a sneaky bad, high-scoring games at the Bills.
The only reason I didn't put this higher was because AJ Brown had like a bounce-back game this week. I don't know if you saw where it was a bit weird. They were just like, it seemed like a game where they were specifically trying to give him a lot of the balls,
Because he's complaining so much.
Yeah, Jalen Hurts and AJ Brown do the off-the-field complaining and the weird talk stuff, so then they just throw in these games where they give him loads of balls. But my logic behind the Dynasty Buys, I think what you've seen earlier in the season is moved to Devontae Smith being the alpha dog there, and I think he's a good buy because he's got a good playoff run, but then also I think next year you could really see the move away from AJ Brown.
Oh yeah, AJ Brown.
And I think Devontae Smith as a wide receiver 2 could be an alpha dog wide receiver 1.
Yeah, definitely to get traded, AJ Brown.
He was a Heisman winner, Devontae Smith.
He was a Heisman winner. Yeah,
he was drafted he was first round wide receiver.
I'll tell you an interesting fact about Devontae Smith. There's a UFC fighter called Devontae Smith.
Okay.
And his nickname is the Heisman.
Nice. I like it. Do you know what Devontae Smith's nickname is?
No.
You will have heard this, I'm sure. It's the Slim Reaper.
Slim Reaper? Yeah, he's quite like
gangly. Yeah, he's quite gangly, but he's just an absolute killer. So, yeah, that was why I went Devontae Smith.
Yeah, I'm really low on Devontae Smith. I've just traded him away.
We've done a trade. Yeah.
I've always been happy to get rid of Devontae Smith.
The really good thing about this list that I like is yeah, there's a lot of my players on this list, but I'm putting my money where my mouth is. We're going to see
Yeah,
how my
yeah,
teams
yeah,
do in
yeah.
the playoffs, and then we'll see where we are.
Yeah, we can reassess this list at the end of the season.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
go, well, that was dreadful. So my
Allergic to
number
you,
4
James.
is a QB. I've got a lot of QBs on here. You've not got any QBs,
I've
have
got
you?
no QBs. No.
My QB is Matthew Stafford.
Okay, yeah. I
Yeah.
did think of putting him on. He was the one I was thinking
Yeah.
about.
So Matthew Stafford is maybe the most skilled QB in the league right now this
Yeah.
season.
MVP conversation.
MVP conversation, a Super Bowl contender, absolutely amazing. Doesn't look like he's had any injuries.
Yeah.
Right now.
Do you remember there was that hurt back thing in the off-season? Do you remember? Everyone thought he'd injured his back, and then he's just been great ever since.
Yeah, he's throwing to Puka Nakua, he's throwing to Devontae Adams, he's absolutely racking up yards, and I think you can get him quite cheap.
I think at first.
I think around a first, or in the right league, you could pay like 3 seconds. Thirds.
You see, I like his example more because if you could have a rebuilder type team or someone who's not going to make the playoffs, and they've got Matthew Stafford in their spot. So
they might have had him for years.
Yeah, with the QB spot, but for them, the worry about Matthew Stafford is, I do agree he's good for this year and playoffs, but he could retire next year, right?
He could easily retire next year, especially if they win the Super Bowl.
So really, it's one where you're going to get them off rebuilders more likely because they don't want to have that value sat on the bench when they potentially got a first they can get in return for an asset who's going to be worth 0 if he retires. Yeah, like say they win the Super Bowl, then he retires. You could see that happening, couldn't you?
Yeah, definitely. Like 2 Super Bowls in 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That'd be a great retirement story. But yeah, Matthew Stafford, if you can get him, I definitely think just snap him up.
Yeah. The same as that as well. I was going to say the range of outcomes. You could see him if he doesn't win a Super Bowl.
Just keeps going because he's got that dog in him.
With McVay, the team they built, Rams are looking really good.
Yeah,
I like it. Over to me.
Yep.
So my number 3 is. I've got a couple of running backs coming up. I've got a few running backs. But so my number 3 running back is DeAndre Swift.
That is Chicago. I'm going to call it now. Bears. That is dire.
So when we did this list, we didn't have to say we had the highest value player at the top, right? So,
but they had to have value.
So right, listen to this. This weekend, it went back to Snapshare. So they got Kyle Mononga, the rookie,
who I think is quite good.
Well, listen to this. Basically, it went back to Swift being the alpha dog and Mononga as a backup. So Swift had 67% of the snaps. Mononga has 33 at running back, and the sentiment is journalists are reporting that DeAndre Swift might get a new contract at the Bears in the summer.
Why?
Because he's good, and they've been good. And this is one where I think the Bears are really an offense that keeps rolling.
The Bears have been sneaky good.
Bears have been
I'll give them that.
Are they 7-3? 6-4? They've got a lot of wins. So I want running backs who are attached to good offenses where they're the alpha dog. And I think for the value you can get DeAndre Swift at a second and a third is a good price. Because he's that one where he's definitely not a first. But I think you can get him off a rebuilder for a cheapish price.
Don't get me wrong. I thought he was a bit older. He's 26.
Yeah.
He's been in the league 6 seasons. Do you know what this is just, I don't know if you'll have looked at this. Do you know what his lowest ever rank in half PPR as a QB is?
A running back is.
As a running back, yes.
Has he finished below 24 running back?
23.
So he's always been a top
23.
A running back 2, at least.
And do you know his highest ever rank?
Did he win one of the seasons at the Lions? Was the Lions season?
He's been at the Lions. But just guess what his highest rank is.
Like a top 10.
16 this season.
Okay.
So he is but if you take away this season, he has always been either 18, 19, 22 or 23.
Yeah, consistent running back.
Which is good in a way.
But that's what I mean.
If you need that on your team.
He's on the cheaper end of what you can pay. You don't have,
I think he's a bench spot.
It's impossible to construct all your dynasty teams with, superstar running backs. Basically.
God loves a trier.
God does love a trier.
I'll give it a go.
We'll get up to that on one of my other ones.
No, that's okay. That's a thinking man's pick.
Yeah,
Not one of
I'm
mine.
thinking the contract he's going to get in the off-season and being attached to Ben Johnson and Caleb Williams at the Chicago Bears. That is my logic.
Caleb
Go on.
Williams in Ben Johnson conversations.
Yeah.
Right, so my next on mine, this is my number 3. Another QB. This is Baker Mayfield.
Okay, interesting.
So Baker Mayfield, he does fall into that issue of a few other players is already a bit of a league winner. He's a lot of teams that have Baker Mayfield. He's already doing great. When I most recently checked this, he was QB 11, and
on
half PPR
Okay.
overall. I think you can get him in the realms of a first, a second, a third, and a fourth. That kind of spread.
Why did you give the example like that?
That is
Say
what
that again.
A first, a second, a third, and a fourth.
Not just a first and a second and a third.
The fourth will push people over. Or if you really, really want him, a first and 2 seconds, I think, would be quite reasonable. I think Baker looks great. I think in the Bucs offense with Egbuka, he looks great. He's got a few other medium receivers in Shepard, in Tej Johnson. I've got Tez. I just think he's really solid, and he can go off quite easily. And he was in MVP conversations only a few games ago. About 6 weeks ago, he was like third favourite for MVP.
He was. I think Baker's not looked as good this season, though.
He was looking really good at the start of the season.
He was. He used to do those runs where, he does those runs where, it's a bit like Patrick Mahomes runs where he doesn't look that fast, but I think he's actually really fast.
Yeah.
But he's done less of those runs.
Yeah, but he's game-winning drives. He has so many game-winning drives.
Yeah. Does that equate to fantasy points?
Maybe not.
He's been a good QB,
but he's a good QB. He gets lots of points, and you can get him for a normal price. Because you don't, with QBs, I used to pay a bit for QBs. I'm very against the whole paying your 3 firsts for Lamar these days.
I kind of think I am as well.
Yeah, because I just think they're better spent on wide receivers and running backs. I think the QBs you want to buy,
I think,
are in the late 20s, maybe edging on 30.
I've got a really interesting point I'll cook up for later, but it's looking at the QB price over time.
Yeah.
On Keep Trade Cut versus the wide receiver price over time. Like now you get the elite wide receivers hold their value a lot more than the QBs over time. That's a video for a later time, but I've got a really interesting deep dive.
Baker Mayfield, I think if you can get him, go for it. Really
so you
solid.
said he's one of the cheaper on the end of the QBs.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I can see that, to be fair. What I can't see is anyone who's got Baker on their team selling you Baker at this point in the season. But
yeah, again, that is the tricky part to this. These players are valued.
But we're doing these trades to be realistic.
But these players are valued reasonably, but the way the season has gone, the owners of them won't value them as reasonably. There's certain people I know that if they own Baker would be asking for 2 firsts.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't pay that.
Yeah.
Unless you really want to. Yeah. Oh. Your number...
Mi numero dos.
Ooh.
So...
Have we got any of the same, by the way?
No, we haven't.
Oh, nice.
And I can't imagine now at this point we are going to, but this is actually one who I don't own on this list. But it's Jameson Williams of the Detroit Lions. Now...
I used to have a piece of Jameson Williams.
Well, I think you'll be hoping you are recently. So the key one with this is I like wide receiver attached to Jared Goff. I like wide receiver attached to Detroit Lions. Detroit Lions are like one of my favorite teams. Who aren't the New York Giants. But they're just so fun to watch. High-powered offense. And what's recently happened to Jameson Williams, have you seen this? That Dan Campbell... Dan Campbell's the head coach, right?
Yes.
Have you seen he's taken over play calling?
Really?
Yeah, from the offensive coordinator.
Ben Johnson.
No.
Well, it was previously him last season.
Oh, yeah. No, but at the start of the season, he wasn't doing it.
Okay.
Only, it was after their bye, which I've actually got written down. I think it was week 9 was their bye. And then since then, Jameson Williams, this is overall in the wide receiver position, has been wide receiver 14, wide receiver 3, and wide receiver 6 on the weeks. They basically started slinging the rock to Jameson Williams, who I think previous to it, Jameson Williams was like a typical wide receiver 3, right?
Yeah.
He'd have these games he'd have weeks where he might go 3 weeks and just be a dud for you, basically,
Oh
in
yeah.
your third wide receiver spot. But he'd have those blow up weeks where he'd go 2 touchdowns and 100 yards. Like he'd break away a big one, right?
Yeah.
But now I think you're seeing is he could just be a solid wide receiver too, and he's going to get regular weekly points. Like wide receiver 14, 3, and 6 in the last 3 weeks is like that's amazing.
I
wide
think
receiver
those
numbers.
are slightly low scores, fantasy scores, to get those wide receiver rankings. So he got 20.9, he got 21 points, and he got wide receiver 3. Some weeks, wide receiver 3 is like 25, 26 points.
Yeah, but you're only playing. But that's irrelevant because in the game you are playing against what the best is in that week. Like in your championship, if you get the wide receiver 1 that week, it doesn't matter what it is, you've got the best in that position.
And 17.7 points, and he managed to get wide receiver 6. So that could be like wide receiver 10, 15 a lot of weeks.
But this is for a wide receiver.
Yeah.
So my price on Jameson Williams is the first and the second.
That sounds fair. Do you want to know
I think even less, maybe.
Do you know what I want to know what I sold him for? Just out of the humour. We'll definitely get this trade.
And he's young as well.
So I had Jameson Williams. I gave away Jameson Williams, Andre Iosivas. You are?
Yeah, Iosivas.
Iosivas, and a 2025 third. I gave that. And all I got was, I got 2 2027 seconds, Marvin Mims and Ben Sinnott. And do you know why that trade came about? I really wanted Mims for some reason.
You've got a problem, mate. But yeah, I think Jameson Williams for the playoff runs, the Lions' high-powered offense. Yeah, he was my number 2. James, hand it over to you.
My number 2 is another QB.
Oh, brother.
I've gone 4 QBs actually, including my honourable mentions. And this is a player I don't have.
Okay.
So I have put Daniel Jones as probably
that's hot take.
One of the best QBs you can get just in Dynasty.
I don't mind it.
I think he's worth over a first now, definitely.
Oh yeah,
maybe a first and a second, that kind of region. You can pay sooner first if you really want him. He falls into the category of he probably is a bit of a league winner. He's paired with Pittman. He's looking great. And I think he's been so bad in the past, people may sell him, thinking he's going to be bad again.
I like that.
I think people are a bit worried about Daniel Jones, but I am like a full-on Daniel Jones believer. I think he's going to be great. I think he's going to win a Super Bowl. I think he's going to be a great asset for 3-4 years. So get your Daniel Jones pieces in.
Yeah, I like...
I'd love to own him.
I have 2 pieces of Daniel Jones.
I know you do. You're the person I want to buy him off.
The other key thing is with Daniel Jones is I think that Sauce Gardner trade, they got rid of 2 firsts, which I think means the Colts are in on Daniel Jones.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to get a contract.
Yeah.
So it's that solidity, what you need, exactly like you say, 3 years.
But he plays dreadful after a contract.
Yeah, he might do. He might do and go back to that. That's the thing you're gauging on. But yeah. I don't mind that one. I like that one. Some of your other picks. I think that is more attainable, like you say.
Yeah.
And I think as well, teams who've got Daniel Jones, if it's a multi-year dynasty, there might be some pretty bad teams who've been stuck with Daniel Jones and just left him rotting. So they're more likely to cash out on that value now.
Yeah.
I like it. Shall we do our number 1s?
Yeah, I really hope we get the same number 1. I don't think we will, but
just
go for it.
Mine's a running back.
Oh, mine's a receiver.
Okay. That's good. That's good.
Wait, can I guess yours?
Go on.
Rico Dowdle.
No.
Oh.
No. And then Dynasty. It's a Dynasty buy. This one. So it's not just for this season. So my number 1 Dynasty buy for the playoff run is Breece Hall of the New York
goodness.
Jets. Now, I'll tell you for this one.
This is funny, but go on.
What?
No, you'll just keep going.
Oh god, have you done the New York Jets right?
Just keep going.
Okay. But essentially, Breece Hall, I think it's a dynasty buy because of his contract situation.
Okay.
Did you see? There was this journalist for ESPN, but basically reporting that if he hits free agency, which now the trade deadline's passed, he's going to go to free agency. So basically, he gets offered round to all the teams. Anyone who wants to make a bid for him can offer him a contract, and he's coming out of his rookie contract. He's going to be 24 years old when he hits that. So Yeah, basically, they said they reckon he would get a Josh Jacobs contract, which is 4 years, 48 million. So 12 million a year for a running back. And I just think he's a talent buy, right? I think the talent is. Was his rookie season just like was amazing?
Yeah.
And let me say this to you, right, James? They were linked to trading him before the trade deadline.
Yeah.
What if I said to you, Brees Hall, Kansas City Chief?
That would be good.
What would you say?
That would be really good.
That would be like he did the Jonathan Taylor aspects of fantasy football.
The thing I don't really understand about the Chiefs is I feel like their players are just never that good. They have Mahomes and they have Kelsey, and they just have miscellaneous on the side. They had Tyreek Hill one season, who was really good.
It depends.
Pacheco looked
Le'Veon
okay.
Bell was good ages ago.
When
Pat Mahomes first came in, he was their alpha star. It depends on the contracts, right? Because now Patrick Mahomes is in his QB contract, but they've got no one at running back, and they were linked to him. They offered a fourth.
They were linked to Kamara and everything.
They offered a fourth, so
they wanted a third. Yeah, they wanted a third.
And now they might lose him on free agency. So smart move by the New York Jets. But he is my dynasty buy because I also think as well he is just a dog and he's giving you points this season. But it's more for next.
No, he's a good player. Don't get me wrong.
I think he's a dynasty
for a running back. He's a good. He's a good.
When he gets a contract somewhere else, and I think the Jets move away from him as well because the Jets would have to pay him more as well. So why would they keep him?
They need to pay a QB.
They've signified full rebuild with the 2 picks they got for Sauce Gardner.
Yeah.
So he's going to go to a better team, like you think the Josh Jacobs trade from the Raiders a couple of years ago. Or the Josh Jacobs signing. That's something similar.
Yeah.
So that is my number 1 pick, and I also traded from this week.
Yeah. So my number 1 pick is wide receiver. It is George Pickens.
Okay, interesting.
Who I also traded for this week.
Yeah.
Trading Brees Hall away for George Pickens.
Yeah.
With yourself.
Yeah.
I just think George Pickens, and I made this list before last night's game.
Oh yeah.
I just think CeeDee Lamb was out. George Pickens put his foot in the door at Dallas. Looked amazing while CeeDee Lamb was out. CeeDee Lamb comes back. They kind of split a lot of the targets now. George Pickens still looks great. And last night, George Pickens puts up over 100 yards, a touchdown, about 30-odd fantasy points. And CeeDee Lamb, I think, dropped a catch on the 1 yard line.
He did get in for a score.
He did get in for a score. He got a touchdown. But no one remembers that.
No.
They scored so many touchdowns. Everyone scored a touchdown last night. Jake Ferguson, Floney, everyone got a touchdown. George Pickens, CeeDee Lamb, but everyone remembers that ball CeeDee Lamb dropped. So,
yeah, that's true.
Well, he didn't catch.
He's an interesting one as well because, he's out of contract at the end of the year, but he's just playing out his socks.
He's wide receiver 2 now.
In fantasy?
Oh, yeah, on points scored.
That's
crazy. To JSN.
As he's behind...
JSN Pickens.
Behind CeeDee Lamb as well. Like, everyone coming into the season thought, he's just going to be a wide receiver 2. He's going to be...
Very foolishly, I traded away Pickens for Bucky Irvin not so long ago. I don't know how foolish that is, because Bucky Irvin is clearly good.
Yeah.
But Bucky Irvin's injured, and George Pickens is just doing ridiculous.
Yeah.
But I've now got him in a different league. If you play in other leagues, you've always got a piece of someone you like.
You've got your portfolio.
You've got your portfolio. Don't go too all in.
But yeah, I like George Pickens. That's an interesting shout. Right, should we wrap it up there?
Yeah, that's really good. So if everyone can remember, like, subscribe, put a comment, put who you think are the best buys in Dynasty with the trade deadline coming up, and just any trades you've done recently.
Roast us for our lists. Let us know what you think about our lists.
Have a go at me about AJ Barner, the future. But yeah, it's really good. Like and subscribe, guys.
Yeah.
Cheers.
We're just another thing to say. We're Twitter and Instagram is the number 2 Northern Blokes, and TikTok and YouTube is the word 2 Northern Blokes.
And that is because of the character limit on some of these other apps.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, cheers, guys. Thank you.
Cheers. Bye.